Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for the new One Piece anime opening and ending. I'm going to do the opening and ending together in one video. I guess we can call this Egghead Part 2. I am so extremely excited. I can't wait to watch these. I have been holding off on watching them until I can record this, and that's been difficult. One of the reasons I'm so excited is another reason that I'm trying to maybe temper my expectations a little bit. Try to not go too crazy, because the last opening before we went into the special edited version of the Fishman Island arc, the last Egghead opening was absolutely incredible. Such a 10 out of 10 opening, amazing in every way, that I feel like I don't want to put that kind of pressure on this holding up to that, just because that was like so good. I feel like it's pretty tough to come even close to that, let alone do better than that. So if this comes even close to it, it's going to be incredible, because last time was so good. The ending as well, I'm very, very excited for. So yeah, really quick, I guess the only things I'll have to say before getting into things is, if this sounds weird at all, I'm sure you've heard it plenty in other YouTube videos and stuff, the weird auto copyright removal thing that happens sometimes. If that absolutely has to happen, then I'm sorry that the video sounds weird, but I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm actually going to just try to straight up leave in the audio, leave in the video, and I know that I'm not getting through that without copyright issues, so I'm going to try to just, let them have the monetization. I don't really care about making money from it. I just want the video to be up and in the best quality possible, so I'm going to try to just have that up here with everything. And if we run into a situation where the audio absolutely has to be removed like that, then it'll be that way. But if not, if you want to support, you can just become a patron or a member or something. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to get out ahead and be like, sorry if the audio's messed up. I'm going to try to just play the audio fully as is. And I'm most likely not going to be able to get away with that, but we'll see what happens. And I'm going to do both the opening and ending here, because if I'm doing that, I might as well do them both together anyway. I'm going to watch through once and then maybe watch through again and like break it down, discuss it after that. Also, if you want to check out other things on the channel, if you want to support that way, there's just tons of other things on the channel, including One Piece live reaction bingo for every new chapter. But yeah, either way, let's actually watch this. Okay, well, let's see what we get. I'm already liking the style they're going with. Keeping this really strongly with Bonnie. Makes sense with what we're going to. Okay. I do really love they're sticking with the style, and the style looks gorgeous. Yeah, this is good. Sorry, I'm just trying to not speak too much because I want to hear the song. The direction of this reminds me of the way fairy tale openings were directed. Man, some of this is really powerful though. The depth, oh man. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to go back part by part for this. I love the song. Yeah, this is really good. Holy shit. This is incredible. Fraud. what was even the point? Unless, hold on, I thought that was Dragon. If so, I don't know. It was such a weird inclusion. If it was Kuma looking at the bounty poster, that makes more sense and is more emotionally weighty. But if it's, like, I know Dragon's technically connected to Luffy very clearly and also Kuma, but it's not like Dragon ever does anything ever. So, if anything, the one criticism, weird inclusion of anything Dragon related. But aside from that, absolutely excellent. I adore this style that they've gone for with this arc, and honestly, in terms of some of the detail of just like the backgrounds and things like that, it looks even more detailed than the last one. But man, I really like this song a lot. There's a part of me that thinks I might end up liking this song. It's a little bit more low key than the last one, but I think I could end up liking this one more. And I I need to go through this because the last one I've watched probably like a million times. So this, I'll need to go back through and see more. Like, my first reaction to something is not going to be the same as my reaction to watching it like again and again and again. So either way though, before I move on to the ending, I want to actually go through this kind of shot by shot a little and see if I notice anything more. Since before I was just trying to get the, let it wash over me, get the full breadth of the opening. Now I can actually go in. Like, there were a few things I noticed in like split moments, like with Kizaru and Sentomaru and stuff, that I want to see what they threw in there in a little bit more detail. So the hands grasping at the sky here, I wonder, would these still be Bonnie's? And I guess if you're not a manga reader, possible spoilers here. I will probably talk about events that happen because I want to kind of analyze what we're seeing here. So spoiler warning for this point forward until we get to the ending, I guess. And then, okay, so I do think those would be Bonnie's hands as a baby at first. And then this is Bonnie growing up within Kuma's church, I guess. And then this is her setting out and it's the body. And then everything up to meeting the Straw Hats. And now here in Egghead. And then we get the shot of Luffy. This is a really, really great shot. I love that. Hold on, let me go back a little bit there. This is a really nice shot. I'm not sure if there's like anything more significant than it just being a good shot of Luffy here and everything. This is him still wearing his pre-Egghead outfit though. And then we get Brook and Zoro on the ship together. We get some more of the Straw Hats who go onto the island, some of the Vegapunks there. That's all cute. I love, again, just so many little details. I love what they did with the One Piece font in there, made of water. We get our original trio, the rest of the Straw Hats. And then Bonnie in here, the memories, that's really good. Okay, this is cool. Again, talk about me spoiling anything. It's the opening showing everything. This all looks really good. And then seeing, like, this is an inclusion of Dragon that makes plenty of sense. Just seeing the revolutionaries as they once were. The memories of Bonnie. And then her growing up. This is a really good sequence. That's a great sequence. And the torn up letters and all. This is good with seeing the eye and the ends of the legs coming in. We had the quick shot there of Akainu. We got more of the revolutionaries here. And then, the true Whole Cake Island Egghead coming into effect. Got Best Girl York in here. Honestly, that was a really great sequence too. Oh, let me go back a little bit. With the crack forming between York and Stella, and then that looks to be Gear 5th Luffy looking through. And then, her reaching out as Luffy runs forward in the Nika pose is really good. And then cut from that to her doing the pose, dancing, presumably, during her childhood with Kuma, yeah. We have this really good stuff with Kizaru and Sentomaru, and then reflected in the axe itself is really, really gorgeous. Got Luffy and Kizaru looking good. Some more shots of Bonnie growing up. And then, yeah, Dragon looking at the bounty poster as if he's gonna ever do anything. That's, I think, the one lame shot. We have all this really great, emotionally satisfying stuff with Luffy, with Kuma, with Bonnie, and here I am getting derailed on an anti-dragon agenda, apparently, because all this, like, nice, emotionally satisfying stuff, and then there's Dragon, and it's like, am I supposed to feel emotional over this after all the other things we've seen? Like, he doesn't care about Luffy enough to have ever basically met him, and it's not like he's going to do anything. It's not like he has done anything. So it just feels like a little bit of a wasted shot after all the really great things we got. We have composing the letters, the corner of the Bible that he carried, that's all really good. Some more shots. These shots remind me of last opening style a bit more. Then just some more like Straw Hats on the ship shots like we usually get in the openings. And we have Bonnie there with them. Really good stuff, though. The opening extremely good. I would say that this is yet another 10 out of 10. The direction killed it. Like I said, it kind of almost reminded me, like especially in the early bits, the way that the visuals were paired with the songs. It reminds me of the kind of uh, editing that's, or the kind of editing, the kind of direction that's done in some of the fairy tale openings. I don't know why, of all the different anime, it reminded me of that, but it really did have that vibe with like the shot choices paired with the music in the early bits of this. But I think that emotionally they hit things. It is somehow less spoilery than last opening, while still just showing so many satisfying things, which is, at this point, I feel like maybe it's not true, especially in Japan, maybe it's not true, but from my experience, there just aren't a lot of anime onlys when it comes to One Piece. I feel like most people who are like really deep in the series have read, and they're already spoiling everybody with the episode titles and have been for like a decade now. So it's like if the episode titles themselves are spoilers, who cares? For me, it's like most people have read the manga. So when I go in to see the opening, I want to see these hype, beautiful scenes from the manga hinting at what's going to come in the main anime itself. So I don't know. I think this hit 10 out of 10. We'll see how I feel after watching it again, and again. But I feel like I could end up liking this one more than the last opening, just because I personally feel like I probably will vibe with this song more, and I like the more emotional touches. Whereas last time, I think, was more upbeat and more exciting, and it kind of maybe brought the hype a little bit more rather than the emotion. So I'm not sure if because of that I'll end up, maybe again after watching week to week to week, maybe I'll still like the other one more. But either way, this crushed it. This was amazing. Let's go watch the ending. Now for the ending, seeing Bonnie here, I kind of get chills as soon as I click onto it. But I want to say that my hopes for this one, I think, could exceed the past couple, because the final ending for Wano was incredible, and the Fishman Island repeat show, I keep wanting to say like Soul Leader repeat show, the ending for that was really good too. I really like that one a lot, especially the song. But I think the last Egghead ending wasn't as strong. That one was a little on the weaker end for me personally. So this one I think could be even better, but let's see what we get. We'll do one clean watch through, and then I can kind of like break down shot by shot again, maybe. Depending on like if it's something that like needs that. Okay, we're sticking with Bonnie. I like this song too. So again, this already... See, it feels not One Piece that much, but I like that. I kind of think One Piece's openings and endings are usually at their best when they're diverging a bit. Those were good shots. I wonder if I could read anything into into the meaning of them. I'll have to go back through. Man, so the belly of the whale, is that the world government, maybe? Man. And she can see, of course, like the memories of herself. It's so good. The gem. Yeah, I think the music mixed with like the choice of colors and the smoothness of the animation is so good. Yeah, this is really, 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 really good. And again, like the wide open space showing that she has like this freedom now. It's so good. Yeah, man. And then moving to see Kuma in the distance in front of her, because like she was following him to get here. And of course we see where things will go in the future, but man, that's really good. That's really good stuff. I don't think there will be too much to say shot by shot, so I'll just say in general, extremely good. I think there's another that I'll really, really love. It doesn't have as much going on as like the last Wano ending, which was incredible. But I think that this is going to be one that really sticks with me. I like the song a lot. I like the style a lot. It looks really smooth. I love the choice of colors that they're going with. And I think that, like I said during the reaction, it doesn't feel super One Piece-ish too much, because I feel like with some of, like, you think of like the We Go, We Are esque songs, One Piece does those types of songs musically a lot for the openings and endings, and usually the, like, except for We Are, which is just the classic, the best, except for that, I usually don't like the openings that go with those types of songs. Like, I mentioned Fishman Island's opening, even with the special edited edition, not being one of my favorites. We Go has just never been one of, like, it's always been one of my least favorite openings. Opening 17, I'm not the biggest fan of. It's kind of a similar one. I don't think, is it opening 19 maybe? Was the like Zoe one, I think, was kind of maybe a bit underwhelming. Like, the ones with those types of songs usually aren't my favorites. So some of One Piece's best are the ones that don't feel that One Piece-ish. Like opening 13, I think One Day is one that doesn't feel musically like a lot of the other One Piece songs, and yet it's absolutely incredible. But that isn't to say that there aren't ones that to me sound more One Piece-ish, which is just such a vague thing, that aren't great, because opening 6 of course is great. Opening 5 is one of my personal favorites. Opening 3, I would say, maybe doesn't feel as One Piece-ish as some of the others to me, and opening 3 is one of my favorites. But either way, let's see if there's any of these shots I can try to read more into. So first we have the Falcon, and I'm not 100% sure what this Falcon shot is meant to mean. I'm trying to think of like what it would have to do with in terms of Bonnie's story and her with Kuma. Maybe somebody else has a better idea, but I can't really think of anything. Like, for them to specifically add in a shot like this, maybe somebody on the team just thought that birds looked cool, but I feel like every shot has to like mean something, or else like they purposely drew it in, so why make it? So I'm not sure what relevance it has, but I'm sure it has some sort of relevance. And then she's holding these flowers up, and that's maybe the kingdom that they're from in the background, but is that really what it looked like? Okay, yeah, it is. She's in the shadow of the church. So again, I think this is supposed to be that sort of feeling of there's this world out there, but she's stuck in the shadow of the church that she can't leave and be out in the sun. So I think that's maybe this shot. Still, even if it's just a shot for fun, it looks gorgeous. But I think given that everything else we've seen, it's probably these shots probably aren't just for fun. They probably, again, have some significance. This one is kind of a very, very obvious one. It's having to do with Saturn being the spider and everything. So being trapped in the web and everything. Whether you would say that's Kuma trapped there, whether it's Bonnie trapped there, I guess probably it's more representative of Bonnie, but you could say that it's any of the characters in this chunk of the story. And then the hand reaching out in the rubble. I'm not 100% sure. They have a cuff on, though. So, again, I'm not 100% sure what this one is. It almost looks, I was going to say it almost looks like a crown, but it is just a broken piece of rubble. So I'm not really sure here. And with the cuff and everything, it has to do with one of the characters who were slaves, but again, I'm just not 100% sure what exactly the shot is referencing. And then these, I think, are just more shots just showing us the world a bit, I think was the purpose of a couple of those. This, we see Kuma in like this belly of a whale, and I think that is maybe just showing how Kuma's trapped in this life, in this situation, and Vegapunk can't free him from it or anything. You got Bonnie who's just looking on, and her seeing the anguish of them through Kuma's memories, maybe, or getting this new perspective. And of course, they're still in the dark, and now she's in the light. We got Kuma there, the gem, obviously being Bonnie. Then this sequence, I think, again, to avoid potential copyright issues, I'm not going to just play all of it, but I think this sequence with her and the lights is really gorgeous and really well done. I love the color choice and everything. The light shining through like a prism, having to do with like the gems that were on her and everything, I think is all really good. And again, I think this last bit is, again, she's gone up this hill and now she sees, after being trapped for so long, this is the world that Kuma wanted her to see. This is the world that's out there. And now she isn't trapped like she was before. She has this whole like world in front of her. So I think, again, opening was incredible, 10 out of 10. Ending was incredible, at least a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I love both. We'll see how my opinions are shaped by watching them like a million times, but I really, really, really love them. So I hope you enjoyed them too. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had fun with it, because I had fun with it. Like if you did like the video, I guess I can just throw this up. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of these, or this opening and ending, what you thought of my thoughts and reaction to them. If there are any other openings you want me to get to, the only ones I'm planning to do right now are Witch Watch. But if there's any more you want me to do, just let me know. Again, I do One Piece videos. I do a bunch of other anime, manga, webtoons, etc. videos. So if you want to see any of that, subscribe for more. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, that's appreciated, but I don't know, like, if they take the monetization from this, would they also take the super thanks money? So maybe that's a no-go. Maybe no super thanks is I guess. I don't know. But if you want to help support by just sharing around, becoming a patron or member, it's very much appreciated. You can hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or there will be a link in the comments or description. Actually, just description, not comments. If you want to become a patron, to go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes. If you are already a patron or channel member, thank you. You get One Piece videos a bit early. You get your name at the end of videos. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan, Holly, and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, FRNono, JA, and VD-Van, Jarreton students, David Langstaff, and Folded Ghoul, Slayer candidates, SG, and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pate Orial, and Ilsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.